Value Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
All right, so Coach, good to see you again. And,
Always.
And of course, with so much talent
Yeah.
in the area, year in and year out, and no shortage of talent
Yeah.
at Ellender. We all know that Ellender's had some great teams, and it's built a pretty good women's tradition over there too at the school.
Yes, sir.
But you're trying to instill that tradition on the boys' side, on the football side. How do you do that? How do you start that?
It's a challenge. Just like you said, we got a bunch of talent, always have talent. It's about bringing those guys together. Previously in Ellender history, got a bunch of individuals, you know what I'm saying? Like those guys, go play college ball and things like that and be successful, later after high school. But the biggest thing that I'm trying to do is come together as a family, be one. And I think if we do that, we can change the tradition, change the culture, change the climate of the football team, the program, and hopefully win some games by doing that.
I was talking to Coach Fleming, the volleyball coach for Ellender. And, Ellender basketball for girls naturally has been superior over the years. And I always say, you got to get some of them girls got to play volleyball.
Yeah.
'Cause they can jump, they can run. Same with you. Okay, in football, boys basketball, got some guys, 6'4", 6'3". Are you able to get them to come play football?
We've been doing a much better job with it. I talk to Coach Scott a lot. He's the basketball coach, but you know how those basketball coaches are. They want their guys in the gym 24/7, which, if I'm a basketball coach, I probably would want the same. But at the end of the day, he's been working with me, and we got some basketball guys out there. I probably have about 8 basketball players that's playing football now, and that's a difference. That's your DBs, that's your receivers. And so that's your talent, pretty much.
How do you reach, we tease the young kids today. They got cell phones, they got everything in the world to distract them.
Yeah.
But that's their world.
Yeah.
So, us old guys, we didn't have cell phones or beepers or any of that growing up. So we were able to focus in pretty good. How do you get their undivided attention when you're trying to make a point? Do you feel like when they're at the practice field, they sort of let everything else go?
I think it starts way before you try to get that attention at that immediate moment. I think those guys got to trust you, and you got to establish that trust, let them know that you really care about them and you got their back. And so when it's time for you to get that attention, despite all the distractions, the guys who buy in, they all in. You know what I'm saying? So it's just bigger than just, getting that respect. Those guys got to know that you're there for them. You won't do anything to hurt them, and you want them to be better, not just on the football field, but as young men. And once you do that, I think you have a good shot of avoiding all the distractions when it's time.
Yeah, we were talking to some other coaches earlier who have coached guys who are in the NFL now, but the kids these days don't know the pass a lot of the guys. You got a guy, Tay Martin,
most definitely,
those kids got to know him because he was there. Some of them, but he was there when they were there.
Right.
How do you relate Tay to the guys now and say, hey, look, we got a guy he's about to make it?
And it's not about the talent with Tay. It's about the work that he put in. And the beautiful thing is, Tay, he comes home and he'll come work out on the field while we're practicing. Yeah. And that's just, that's the prime example. You don't have to say much because the work is actually speaking for itself. But it's just it's a great, especially at Ellender, going through so much, just to see a guy who put the work in, and he had some struggles himself, with his family, and just him rising above all the adversity, and that's the testament to the team. You know what I'm saying? That we go through so much every year. We always don't get the good end of the stick on certain things, but we're gonna continue fighting. And we're going to work our tail off to be successful, and Tay is an epitome of that. So,
And then let me ask you, because you make a good point. Hurricane Ida didn't say, okay, let me hit South Terrebonne and completely miss Ellender. Yeah. It went over both of y'all. So I know a lot of people talk about South Terrebonne. They did have a lot of damage, but Ellender went through Hurricane Ida in a big way too.
Yeah. If you would compare the damage, it probably was equivalent, or we probably got the worst end of the stick. But at the end of the day, like I say, man, we just gotta rise above it. You know, come together as a family. We can't do it. One person can't do it. I can't do it on my own. Mr. Pellinger can't do it on his own. We all got to come together as a school together and just rise above it. You seen our girls basketball team. That was beautiful. You know, we needed that. You know,
and that's got to be motivation for you.
Yeah.
For your male athletes to see those women doing pretty good. You know they got to be going. Yeah, we got to get one in football.
We do. You know, and it's tougher in football. You know, it's tough. You got to go through a different route. But at the end of the day, Coach Robinson, the girls basketball coach, he got his trophy in the facility that our locker room. So the kids are able to see it every day. And one of the kids asked me about it the other day. I said, man, we got to get us one. But it's gonna take some hard work. It's gonna take fighting through adversity, you know, and buying in. And eventually one day we can get us one. If we see it, if you put it in the atmosphere, it's crazy. If you put something in the atmosphere, especially with these kids, and to see it transpire, it's a beautiful thing.